Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Fantastic. Hey,
Good.
couple of questions for you.
Yes, sir.
When do you think you'll get back to anhydrous?
That is a very, very, very good question. Um, and I don't have an answer.
Okay, I see.
It'll be this weekend is how it's going to be. We're going to sit
Yep,
around all week and then
yep,
work all weekend.
yep.
So
I figured. I see you got the home farm done, it looks like.
everything yours is done except for park.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
everything is done. Yep.
Okay.
We kind of went all night.
Oh,
Sunday
nice.
night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For midnight oil. So
Okay, cool.
I'm glad I pushed as hard as we did. There
Yeah.
a couple times where it might have been a little tacky.
Right.
But
Well,
it was but in the field it was doing perfect.
as long as it was sealing, then we're
It
good.
was
Yeah.
absolutely. It was sealing. It was doing a real good job.
Right.
I had zero complaints other than a little mud on the highway, but I took care
Nice.
of that.
That's
So,
all right. Hey, question number two.
yeah.
I'm out here trying to set this fertilizer buggy. Do you happen to know what we're putting down and all that kind of stuff? Or does Rolly have that?
I have it. I'm not in my office at the
Okay.
moment,
Okay.
but I think I have the sheet that would have your density
Yeah,
and everything, so you know how to set your gate and stuff.
that would be awesome
That's
if you
what
had
you're
it.
talking about. Okay.
Yep.
See, I can get Autumn to print it off
Okay.
a sheet. So
Okay.
yep, I'll get that to you here pretty shortly.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep. Thanks, Mark.
Yep, bye. Okay, so what we're doing out here today is trying to get the fertilizer buggy set for when Pat and Austin are ready to, well, not when they're ready, when they're ready and when the field is fit. So we've had quite a bit of rain, and as it's cold, we haven't had a huge amount of sunshine. It takes forever to dry fields back out. So this is Wednesday. Maybe by Friday, after Pat gets off work and Austin gets out of school, they could spread fertilizer. So I'm out here trying to get it set. I've never run this buggy, so I'm just going by, where it's currently set. I called the retailer to get density of what we're spreading, and then I've got a chart that I can look at, and it'll kind of show me the pounds per acre, and they'll tell me the pounds per acre that we need to put on. So that'll get me that. My concern, my thing I got to figure out now is what swath width was Ryan using the last time he used this spreader, and it hasn't been used for 3 years. So trying to get back into doing more of our own stuff, application stuff. Where the retailer put on all the anhydrous for us. That's great. They've got all but like 100 acres done for us, so they're thinking they'll be able to roll on that maybe Saturday. So I've got to figure out, and it's so windy, I can't do a pan test. I can't test it right now. I got to try and figure out what Ryan was using for a swath width. Ooh, I just had an idea. The tractor he was using, potentially if I go in the computer and maybe he's got a setting for the spreader and it's already in there. But we switched it to a different tractor because the 5-shank ripper is on the back of the 225 Case International, which we've been using for gateways and stuff, which we've been struggling to get done because Pat, he's been doing that, I think, because it's been so wet. We got like 6 inches of rain and then we've been struggling ever since to get stuff dried out to do anything. So, so now it's on the 8370, which is a huge tractor for that spreader, but there's two things that need to be done once it gets fit. And obviously we can't do them both at the same tractor. So I need to switch, I need to convert, hydraulic pressures, spinner speeds, all that stuff, and the swath width over to the 8370 from the 225. So I might be able to get this figured out. We'll see. Okay. Okay. Okay, obviously, we're not going to get GPS reception in the building, so we can ignore that. But I need to try and find where, I don't do this that often, work condition plant, select, deep till mow plant spread, operation, spread. What's my swath? It's got to tell me swath somewhere.
Coverage, that one said coverage.
Well, let's go back to toolbox and let's go out to implement, spread, swath, 465 inches. What would that be? $38.75. That's interesting. It's got to be, because
Is that right? That says spread, the implements, the Kinsey. Fertilizer spreader.
so now it says 960. There's no way. 960 divided by 12 equals 80 feet. There's no way this thing's spreading 80 feet. In his notes, he said he had the gate, not the gate, it's the wheel that makes contact with the drive wheel that makes your web spin, that makes your fertilizer go. So in his notes, he said that it was on 5, which I'm not sure what we're calling 5, because we got 1 through 4 here. But the implement with, there's no way he's spreading 80 feet with this spreader. So if I go back to this, what was that on?
Kinsey.
It was on this. So how wide is the Kinsey? The Kinsey is 16 inches time, or 16 rows times 30 equals 480 inches minus 15 equals, so then divide that by 12 and you get 38.75. So there's the 38.75. So the Kinsey is 38.75 inches wide. The fertilizer spreader, this tractor is telling me that he was spreading at 80 feet. And I just don't, there's no way, because the book says 50 to 60 feet. There's no way this little buggy is spreading 80 feet wide. I just don't see it. But it's saying 960 inches divided by 12. That's 80 feet. I guess I need to know now my information from the retailer to know our density and our pounds per acre. So 80 feet. So yeah, I didn't need to do that because we're setting it up in the 8370.
True.
So I need to get back to here and set this back up for tilling. So if they're 30 inches, 5 times 30, 150, that's 12 and a half feet. So implement width is okay, so that's reset where that needs to be for this operation. I don't know if there's any way I can go back and see that field he was spreading that night. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet you can.
I'm sure it's here somehow, but I don't know if you can see it here or whether you have to download it.
So can you say what field you're in?
So if I go to, if I go to my run screen and he was at Johnson Farm. He was at the Park Farm. It's 100 acres.
So change your to spread.
Spread. Can I go back and look?
Ah, there's your tasks.
Right there. No. 11/20/24. 20. So is this 5/2 of 20, 5/2 of 20, 1/5 of 22, 11/26/21?
That's the day.
For the previous season, okay. It don't let me go there. I would have to download it onto a computer. But even that's not going to show me width. The only thing, it would show me lines in the field, and then I could Google Earth it and measure it and divide it by passes to get a width. Yeah, it'd be easy if the wind wasn't blowing and you just go out and set some pans and you do spread across them, and you could figure out your swath that way, which I'm sure he did all that. But we don't know that.
Do you think he would have given any data to Farm Service? Probably not, because he just got the product and then he spread it.
Potentially. So is there another way? So if we know he was set, I wonder if we can go back and get the pounds per acre that he was spreading that night from Farm Service, because we know the settings and the density, and that should help us figure out width. We should be able to back up and do a reverse calculation and figure out our swath, I think.
This is Autumn.
Hi, Autumn. This is Mark Noe. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I've got an odd request for you.
Okay.
We are trying to set this fertilizer spreader out here for Amy.
Okay.
Are you able to go back in the records and see how many pounds per acre Ryan was putting on that night back in November of 21?
November of 21. And that would have been just like a big ticket?
Yep. And it was for the Park Farm.
Okay.
Johnson Park Farm is where he finished up.
Okay. I'll have to find his old account and
Okay.
do some digging and see what I can find. Do you want me to give you a call once I find something?
That'd be great.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
Thanks, Autumn.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, bye. Well, I think if we gather enough information, we should be able to figure it out. Yeah, that little buggy looks pretty small behind that tractor.
Sure does.
Actually attached to the Park Farm,
Okay.
but there was 3 different dry tickets that he must have worked off of that fall.
Okay.
So I've got 2 different 450 acre tickets with different products
Okay.
and 850 acre ticket. If you want, I can email them to you if that helps you, whatever you need.
How about we're on our way back to town? How about I stop in and just pick them up from you?
Okay, that works.
And then I had talked to Berker earlier. Can you get me a copy of what we're putting on this year and he said you might have an idea what density roughly would be for that, so I can get the spreader set.
Yep, I'll print you a copy of this year's ticket too.
Perfect. We'll be in there probably in about 20 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
So that grass is growing.
So you started planting grass, and then we found out it was junk ground. Is that right?
Well, I did where there's a grass strip up here, and I did the bottom of the waterways, and then the rest of this black dirt I was going to put cover crop on it. So I was ready to go switch seed, but I had just a little bit more grass I needed to do over here, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I had more grass I needed to put like around this substation, I'm going to call it. I don't know the correct term, but and then down in the bottom here in the corner of this field, you know, we won't plant clear down there, but I did get one pass. You can kind of see some new grass growing right there in the corner, but obviously some more of that needs to be grass, maybe, I don't know. But they supposedly need to come out, and because the last load of dirt they brought had a lot of junk, trash, concrete chunks. So they're supposed to get that cleaned up. This whole project was supposed to be done in June, and here we're pushing the end of November and it's still not done. So anyway, whatever. Such is life. You see the cows? Oh, you see them? Yeah. See the cows? They're just laying right there. Oh, you want to see the cows? Yeah.
Is this part of being a monkey?
Yeah, part of it. I'm trying to get the cameras hooked up.
Excuse me, don't push that.